You would like to explore the world, or you want some travel inspirations. In both cases, you are welcome here. This series of episodes is called The Travel Talks, and I'm here today with my friend Dimo. We talked about many things together, and I'm sure it's gonna give you tons of ideas. Let's go! Hey buddy, how are you?
Hey Alwin, how are you doing?
Amazing. This time I don't hear the podcast on the back.
That's nice. That's nice.
So good.
So
I want to give a quick shot to the message that we want to deliver tonight. Is that anyone who wants to travel and don't have the confidence, or want to travel and want to have a successful travel, you want to enjoy it, and that's the goal of it. Inspire people that want to start traveling. It's such a great topic. There are many things to talk about, and obviously and I met a lot of people recently that everyone want to travel, everyone want to go to everywhere in the world, but kind of something stopped them. There's something that stopped them and keep them in their routine, and this fascinates me.
Yeah,
so this is the reason why I'm sharing stuff.
I think you're right in terms of that. One thing that thank you, be friends, mammals. Thank you. I think it has to do with the lack of experience so far in their life. So
definitely,
if they haven't traveled really, whether it's around their own country or whether it's around the world, it could be a scary thing to do. And moreover, they could also be afraid, but let's say that their friends or parents may judge them because they're going on a trip and they don't have their life figured out yet, which is absolutely normal, actually.
Absolutely. They're very afraid, and that's the thing. They're afraid about what their parents are gonna think. They're afraid about what their friends are gonna think in their hometown, what other people are gonna think of them. But this is their life. They should do the things that they want. They should go for it. They're not living forever. They're just living for maybe 1 and 2 years or 5 years, and then they will be back, maybe.
Whatever they want. Actually, we right now have a friend. He's kind of my brother, although we're not blood related. But maybe. Shout out to him. And he's somebody that has traveled quite a lot. I think maybe sometimes he wants to jump in with us and talk about. He's currently living in Toronto, so this is quite exotic.
Amazing. So everyone who has any questions at any time about travel, about what we're talking about, feel free to comment on the bottom, and we can answer anytime. There are many things I want to talk about today. It's amazing. But do you remember, Dimo, last time we talked about our stories and stuff?
Yeah.
And I was kind of interested to know a little bit more about your story.
About my story?
Your origin story.
Well,
because you're from,
what can I say?
You're from Bulgaria.
Yeah. Yep.
You're from Bulgaria. And tell us a little bit more about your life when you were younger, what happened, tell us everything.
To be honest, I've been quite the wild child because I couldn't stop at one place and not do anything. I used to play football as a child. Even when I stopped training and doing it more professionally, I still was playing with my friends. I've always been somebody who is into music. So if you remember the first time we talked, I told you that I wanted to get actually a guitar. So maybe you can give me a lesson or
Yeah,
two about that.
I remember, yeah, definitely.
This is something that I'm currently into, and I'm going to try it out and see what happens. Otherwise, what else can I say?
So
Things in
you grew up
Bulgaria are a
in
bit
so you grew up in Bulgaria. Which part of Bulgaria? What's is it next to the capital, Sofia, if I'm right?
no, it's quite far away. It's three
Okay.
hour drive or something like that. Um, my home city is called Harmony, and it's nearer to Plovdiv, which is actually, I could say that is the art capital of Bulgaria, at least in my opinion, because I've lived there for quite some time, and I really enjoy the type of people, the diversity of people um, that you could meet there. uh,
Mm.
so it's a great city to visit.
And then you had this passion with football when when you were younger. Was it all your life, or was it recently, this passion with football? Because you're a football analyst for uh, uh, people that are watching to understand.
Yeah, so I've been into football my whole life. It's definitely been my main passion, if I can say that. I have a lot of passions, but this has always been the thing for me. Um, so I started training when I was a child, and afterwards, because of my exams, my parents wanted me to stop, and from there, there was just there was just not enough time, and maybe because they told me, there is no point in training, nothing is going to work out, and I was a child back then. I didn't think in the way that I think now, so I just said, okay, you're right, whatever. I stopped doing it. I was still in football. I mean, interested in football. So I was watching games and going to
So
games, to live games.
were you playing football as well, or just you like to spend
Uh,
time looking,
it
watching?
wasn't professional. It wasn't professional. It was just as a hobby.
Right.
And then, so I was actually learning linguistics at university once I graduated my school, and at one point I just knew that this wasn't the thing for me. It wasn't something that I was passionate about, so I decided to stop doing that, to stop studying. And
Okay.
I've always been open about doing something from home, so started looking up websites that you can work from home to do distant jobs.
Yeah.
And there was actually an advertisement on Upwork, a job listing, about, do you want to become a football analyst? Then I said, hell yeah, I want. So applied to it, really put the effort into writing my motivational letter, really put the effort into answering all the questions that were in the listing. So I got an interview with a company. It's called Scout Me Online. And I started working for it. And I'm still currently working for it. It's a company that I really love. It's been like 4 years now, almost. Head Santi. So I really enjoyed it, and it has given me the opportunity to be into football in other aspects of football, because I can still represent players as an agent. I'm also doing some scouting, watching young players and not so young players, doing highlights compilation. So this is my life, really.
So I just got a questions from your friend Esco about this. So I'm gonna answer a little bit later in the video about the questions. But before that, so okay. So you told me about your passion of football. And do you have something like you want to travel, or you just like to see people talking about travel stuff, because we are mostly here for travel talks. So what brought you here?
So I kind of enjoy the type of people that are traveling people because they're usually open-minded. They don't have much prejudice on others because everything for them is easy to comprehend because they've seen a lot. They have more experience than others, and they can understand more things. So I like that. But I also I like traveling myself. I like going to new locations. I like hearing about the experiences of others and the feelings of others when they visited a certain location. And the thing is, we are living in a very fast world. Let's not be confused here. We are living in a very fast world. Everything is going super fast. So having the chance to just stop, observe something, not think about anything, just admire it, have fun at the place, for example, but just appreciate it in the way that it is, and stop with the phone, stop with the constant talking and the constant events, just to tune out and lower the noise.
It's amazing. It's amazing. Yeah, definitely, definitely. People that are traveling are usually very connected to. They're very open-minded usually, or they become more open-minded after more traveling. Because before I started traveling, I wasn't as open-minded as I am now. You know, I learned this from traveling. And so I want to say something today because right now I have a very good news, guys, for everyone who is watching. Hey, Jules, salut, ça va? Everyone who is watching right now, I'm very optimistic to the situation right now because I've seen many people outside these days, and at least in France, but it's kind of. I feel that we are going to be able to travel soon again. We're going to be able to go back to traveling everywhere in the world. Like, I feel that it's coming soon. It's coming soon. Well, maybe we're going to have to be vaccinated on this kind of stuff. But you can also travel in your own country or very close to where you live. It's possible. It's totally possible too. It's an adventure. Amazing. And I was next to so I live in the Alps mountains, and I was yesterday in front of, yes, me too. I can't wait to travel again. I was sitting in front of the lake near my home, a very big lake in the mountains. And that was so beautiful. Like the weather was nice, people outside, so many people. We were doing music and playing music and stuff, and that was so much fun. So I had this kind of feeling that kind of this COVID time is, it's going to the end, like I kind of feel like it's almost the end of it. It's such a great feeling, and I'm so happy for everyone who is here. And I know there's many people out there that have been traveling and they want to travel again, but they can't because of that. So they felt very frustrated. Thing that I understand, because when you start traveling, it's like a sickness. You don't want to just stop. So this is very amazing. It's very good news for everyone. And we had. So what's the question? So what's the scariest experience? And that's actually a very good question. What's the scariest experience you encountered while visiting a foreign country? The scariest. Um, so I have a few experiences that pop to my mind. I am gonna say the one when I was in Egypt. When I was in Egypt,
Did you
I almost died. Sorry?
did you meet did you meet did you meet the mummy? Or you got stuck in a pyramid or something?
No. That's actually I was going to a temple in the south of Egypt, and let's start. So I was in a city in a town called Aswan, and in Aswan I met a few guys there, and I said tomorrow I would like to go to this temple, which is a little bit more in the south of Aswan, and and they said, that there were local people, so known as that wasn't a camel, and they said, if you want, we have a car and we can go together instead of you taking any kind of bus or any kind of tour stuff. And I was like, yeah, we can take the car and we can go there. It's a good idea. So we woke up very early the day after, which was like something like 4 a.m. or something like this, so early, because, in the desert, if you just after the sunrise, it's after that it's burning, outside already. So you got to make sure that very early, when the sun is still not awake, not up. And then we started to drive, and that was like 3 hours to drive or something. Yeah. And then on the way, we got a car accident. So the road was very, very flat, very nothing, desert right, desert left. The road, very good road, like very good quality of road, but really, really straight. And actually, I think the tires were not were kind of used in their car, and one tire exploded like this, and we were like inside the car, like, starting to feel asleep and stuff like this, because it was very early. And then one tire exploded. Have you ever seen any kind of truck when you're driving in front of you and the tire explodes? Did it already happen to you?
Yeah.
So was the exact same thing, except that it was the car where I was in with the guys, and then the tire exploded, and then so many, fire everywhere. Not fire, like sparkles, going everywhere.
Sparks?
Yes, yeah. And the guy used the brakes in a good way, because we could easily go to the sideway and just like going anywhere. But we stopped after maybe, like, it was like an hour in my head, the time to stop, which was actually a few seconds only, and all the sparks everywhere. And then we stopped, and then the car was smoking, and then I went outside the car. I had run to leave, and I was like, Jesus, I'm alive. That was.
Did the other guys run as well? Did they manage to escape?
Yeah. They didn't run, but they kind of, moved on the side to wait a little bit. And actually, like, they had to call the truck to pick it up, because we couldn't even drive with the car. That was done. So that was really scary. I thought I was going to die. And then after, I was hitchhiking to get another car, and that was really an adventure this day. So many other things happened after, but I'm gonna just talk about this experience. Yeah. So I almost died with a car accident.
It's a near-death experience in the middle of the desert. That's quite the story. I gotta tell you. I think I'll chop that up and put it on my profile tomorrow.
Yeah, man. talking about it, it kind of makes me uncomfortable because I remember the feeling of it and I was so scared, you know?
Yeah, and I completely understand that because it happens so fast uh, that you can't even really react, or more like you only have time to react and not even think about it. So it's just a matter of seconds.
Yeah, I was almost sleeping in the car. You
Well,
know,
I'm
a
glad
lot
that
of
you survived it.
yeah, a lot of people when they want to travel, they want to start their travel, but they are scared. They have fears. And this is very important to talk about this because the fears that they have, it usually comes by the fact that they're not, you know, self-confident. And I met so many people the last days, and I talked about, you know, some people want to travel, and then I asked them, um, what are you scared of? What are the things that scare you the most? And usually their answers is that they think the whole world is very dangerous, you know? They think everywhere is dangerous. And I thought that too, you know? I thought that too because I had no idea, you know, when I went to Turkey or even Egypt or other countries of in the world, I was like, it's so dangerous. When I was in last year in Australia, for example, I thought I was gonna be bitten by a snake or a deadly spider or something like that. But actually, you know, I survived. That's the thing. That's the thing. But people are very scared because they think the world is so dangerous, you know?
Yeah, yeah, definitely. And it's the fear of the unknown. It's not a rational fear.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
One more thing is that there are some rational fears there. Like, for example, uh, this is actually a question that I got from Santi. I don't know if you met him. He's part of the VFriend community. Um,
It's possible.
he's a bartender in Spain. So he actually asked me the question, and I think this is a good point for me to ask you that question. Uh, because some people, when they're traveling, they don't have a lot of money, and they're worried. For example, where am I going to spend the night? Will I have enough money to go back? What happens if I get stuck here? Of course, these are all uh, these are all hypothetical situations. It's not a real situation yet, but it could happen. So this is something that scares them, which brings me to the question, and that is, how can someone that is on a budget, that doesn't have a lot of money, um, travel around the world in the best way possible? Um,
Absolutely. This
if
is
you
amazing.
if you and if you can give some tips or tricks about that, I think he would highly appreciate it.
Definitely. So first of all, there's a YouTube video that I made pretty much about this topic, how to travel cheap. So if you want to check this out and watching, or whether you're watching the replay, look at my YouTube channel. The links are in my bio, and you can watch this video. But to go a little bit deeper in this topic, I would say first of all, you know, um, yes, in the beginning you are wondering, you know, it depends. If this stops you, it means that you need to kind of organize your thing, you know. And the way you spend money during travel is mainly into three categories. Three categories that you have to spend time to work on before to start to travel. But before I tell you these three categories, there is one thing I want to say is that I spent less money by traveling than by living in my own country.
Really?
Yeah, I spent less money to travel than not traveling. Like, just to put that out there, because
That's
I
quite
was traveling in
interesting.
a very adventurous way, in a very adventurous way. But if your way, you need to decide your way of traveling, Um, if you want to travel like me, is so for the three categories are so first one is how you move, how you move, to different places. There are different ways you can move. You can
Yeah.
move by taking the bus, taking airplanes, taking any kind of public transportation, or you can also, walk or hitchhike or have bicycle. These three last things cost you nothing, except the price of the bicycle. But it also, depends on the way you travel, because if you want to travel for a long time, consider these things, because it's cheap or free. If you are looking, if you are traveling for a short time, maybe not exactly the thing you should go for, but it's going to be more expensive in other case. You can also build relationships and share the cost of the ride, share the cost of the ride with the people you meet, or make friends and move with them and try to figure out something. There are many ways you can move, but for me, I was traveling by hitchhiking. I stopped many cars. I stopped. I also made a video, if you want to check it out, on hitchhiking, about hitchhiking. And this had cost me nothing. About moving, it was free, like free, and I met so many amazing people. It was adventure. You are not, like, you are not a king when you do that. You are, like, you're waiting for someone to be nice to you, to pick you
Yeah.
up and to drop you off somewhere. But the more you do it, the more you feel confident. But some people I met like to, walk for long distances, or take the bicycle and go from. I met one guy. He was crazy. I met one guy in Turkey. He came from Ireland, and he was going to India, and we met in Turkey. It was pretty much in the middle,
So
a little bit.
he's Irish?
Yeah, yeah. And he was like, we had a great talk together, and like, the guy is with his bicycle, and that's it. It's crazy. If you have bicycle, you need to be, a little bit energetic, because every day you need to really, really go for it. This is not really my thing, so I've decided to hitchhike. And then after that, there is what you eat. You need to decide. You can go to supermarket and make your food. And if you stay in someone's home or anywhere in a hostel or something, you can cook there. There's a kitchen. And then you cook a little bit more for the day after, and do that every day. This costs you less money, and also if you want to have a cheap way to sleep somewhere, I recommend you to use couch surfing.
Couch surfing? I think I've heard about that.
Have you heard about that? So this is an app.
I think so.
This is an app, and there are two different roles. Or you host someone, or you can be hosted. In my case, I mostly have been hosted. I maybe hosted one person, and then I was hosted maybe 15 times or more now. And then basically the thing is that you can stay in someone's home for free, and they just host you, and you just wash the dishes and help them for anything they want, because they host you for free. So you are nice. You are a nice guest, right? This is amazing. This is amazing. The guys in the couch surfing community, they're really amazing. So I recommend you to do that. One thing you can also do is go to the Facebook groups and talk to people, or just talk to people outside, in the anywhere you are, just talk to people. Just go there and talk to people. Can I sleep in your house? I did that so many times. Yeah.
That's pretty smooth.
Well, you're not gonna go to some fancy hotels if you're traveling cheap, but you can also go to hostels. A lot of backpackers, a lot of travelers go to hostels as well. But
I have a question about hostels.
Yeah, absolutely. I like to change a little bit hostel, a little bit local people, a little bit couch surfing. I had kind of a circle like this. I didn't do all the time the same thing. I was changing all the time.
I think it's cooler this way because you're meeting a various type of people. If you're just let's say, for example, the couch surfing, if you're doing just that, it means that you won't be able to meet fellow travelers. Yeah, sure, there may be people who like travelers, but they're not travelers themselves in most occasions.
They can be. Usually they are, actually.
Really?
It's like 50-50, It's or they like or they are.
So bringing back to the community, right?
Yeah, this is, and actually you can also meet other travelers. Some couch surfing hosts, they host a few guests at the same time, so you can meet other people. But if you want to meet a lot of people, I recommend you to go to hostels because there are many people there. I met so many people. I remember when I was in Austria, and this is something I'm gonna talk about. I'm gonna, I do these short videos about every country where I'm going, where I have been, on TikTok and on Instagram too. And it's very quick. I don't have many videos of my travels, so I found this way to be a very good way to put out some experience that I had. And in Austria, when I was in Vienna, I remember being in a hostel, and we went out and we were hanging out outside, and we went to a bar, and literally we were 15 people from every nationality. Like the whole world was this group of 15 people. It was amazing. I'm from France, so there's many people from, I don't know, Argentina, from Australia, from everywhere, literally. That was really crazy, and I was talking to every single one of them, and I was like, wow, this group is so interesting. I don't have enough time to talk to everybody in one night, in one evening. But that was definitely this. This is this kind of feeling that everyone come from a different place, and you actually know that this kind of meeting, these 15 people, it is only now that you're gonna meet them like that. This event will never happen again. I mean, there's only a tiny chance that it happens again, the 15 people, but you know that it's a one lifetime situation all the time. And it's so amazing, every time I want to talk to so many, but it's more because I'm pretty extroverted, so I like to talk to people. Yeah. So this is a good feeling. When you travel, you're gonna meet so many people like this. It's really, really good. And here we go. Thank you so much for listening. I hope you really liked this video. If you liked it, put a like on the bottom, comment, and subscribe to the channel, and you're gonna have a lot of other videos soon. Join me in all different platforms as well, such as Instagram, TikTok. I put a lot of videos everywhere, so join me. The links are on the bottom. Thank you for listening to Travel Talks, and see you soon.